In the week, the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have rejected the Nigerian government's latest offer of 57,000 naira minimum wage. The labour unions have reduced their demand to 497,000 naira, but negotiations remain deadlocked.
Right. And of course, we're hoping that these negotiations will end someday. But Air Peace Airlines has confirmed that all concerns have been resolved promptly with the UK CAA and assures that their Boeing 777 aircraft were fully certified and equipped.
Interesting. A Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority says it will invoke relevant sections of its regulations to mete out steep penalties, sanctions to Turkish Airlines on the maltreatment of Nigerians passengers will remain stranded at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, for a few days.
Complete demolition of the collapsed building in Sabongeri area of Mina has commenced 7 days after the building collapsed, with officials of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency revealing that all 7 persons that were injured have been discharged from the hospital.
And in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has directed all bureau de change operators in the country to reapply for new operational license by June 3rd, 2024, in order to continue to operate in the forex market. The BDCs are also to meet the new deadline of 2 billion naira for Tier 1 and 500 million naira for Tier 2 operators.
Also, the CBN has attributed the foreign exchange market's instability to seasonal demands. Governor Olaimi Kadoso announced this as the bank raised interest rates from 24.75% to 26.25%.
And outside Nigeria, following the death of Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi, the country's 68-year-old first vice president, Mohammed Mokba, was signed as interim president according to the nation's constitution, as presidential election fixed for the 28th of June.
A strong gust of wind toppled the stage at a campaign rally in the northern Mexican state of Nuevo Leon, killing at least 9 people, including a child, and injuring 63 others.
Interesting. What a loss. The U.S. and Niger have agreed that American troops will leave the country no later than the 15th of September. They said the two countries had reached a disengagement agreement to effective withdrawal of U.S. forces, which has already begun, following an agreement reached after 4 days of talks in Ireland.
Wow. Interesting, really interesting headline news. In a bid to enhance cultural diplomacy and boost the economy through a new global cultural digital platform, Nigeria's government has moved to penetrate the world with our culture as it establishes a digital platform to deepen global accessibility. This is being done through the launch of a digital platform to leverage its cultural heritage. The initiative is aimed at promoting Nigeria's rich cultural heritage on a global scale.
The digital platform named Plugs is designed to increase international exposure to Nigeria's cultural assets and bolster the nation's creative economy in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Interesting.
Very interesting.
What is Plugs?
Yeah, that's what we need to find out. Very important.
Okay. We're joined live by the Executive Secretary of the CEO of the National Institute for Cultural Orientation, Otumba Biodun Ajiboye. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
And we're happy to have you.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Let's start first. Tell us, what is Plugs? You know, because a lot of Nigerians really want to know. And what exactly are we going with our terms in promoting the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria?
Okay. We've been hearing for many years, many decades, that the world has become a global village. That being the case, we have a lot of needs. You know, our country in the last 10 years become a country in need of global exposure in the positive light. Today, one of the greatest problems our country has is inflation. And what is really the cause of that inflation? We have an economy that is a lot unproductive. That being the case, for those of us who are lieutenants of the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who actually rallied round to ensure that to ensure his election, and some of us have found ourselves, in certain responsibilities, and we have a very strong urge to ensure that the president succeeds. We are 1 year today, around this time, May 29th, as a ruling party under his leadership. Every sector is supposed to contribute positively to the development and growth of Nigeria. The culture sector at this point, under the leadership of Barrister Anatu Musa Musawa, the minister, we have our own contribution to the greatness of Nigeria. Therefore, what Dudu Plugs is all about is a way to showcase our culture, a way to put our culture on the global map in a very, very attractive, concise, and economically viable manner, such that it can be a contributor to the economy of Nigeria. So how do we proceed to get this done? The totality of our cultural elements as a people, from ethnic nationality to ethnic nationality, will be put in a compendium on a platform, a certain platform, as strong as any social media platform you can think about, be it Facebook or YouTube. And if this is done, we then put all our cultural elements there such that the people can interact on that kind of platform from every part of the world. That way, we have the opportunity to hold our destiny, the public relations of our culture in our hand. We direct and control the narratives. Then again, we have a bit of commerce, such that, do you even know that it's amazing that even brooms are sold on Amazon? So we have a bit of commerce we have a commodity, a global cultural commodity exchange market on that.
Okay.
We have,
all right. So, because you said for many years, and it caught me because I'm thinking Nigeria, is one country that has diverse culture, very interesting culture also. And then we know a lot of countries that have sold themselves out there. People want to dream to go to South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania because of what they've learned about their culture. So why has it taken Nigeria this long to jump on this?
Interesting question. I just came around. I just came on the beat about 5 months ago, January precisely, and I have been a cultural apologist many years. About 10, 11 years ago, when I was 50, I remember a news headline says "Cultural Icon at 50." So I came in there with my plans. I knew directly where I want to go. There are some researches I had done some 10 years ago about culture that it is now I'm actually putting them to action. So why it has taken us this long, I really do not know. But I know that I'm here today and I'm very, very convinced. I'm very convinced and sure of what I want to do. Myself and my honorable minister, who is the leader of the team, we have a plan on how to take culture to the next level. Don't forget, we now have about 3 dimensions to it. We have culture, we have arts, and we have creative economy. Culture has been, as you know, has been in the background, which we are fighting. Culture should not be in the background. Culture should actually be the water that will wet the flower for the flower to grow. No nation can survive neglecting its culture. As a matter of fact, if any nation tells you they're in search of national identity, the first thing they need to do is to concretize their cultural identity. A man is identified by the strength and potency of his culture, not by anything else. So it has taken us this long because we probably did not recognize before now that culture is the first thing to do. Charity begins at home. So our plan at this point in time is totally different. And the president is very much in support of how well we can actually galvanize from the angle of culture and take it to the next level, that the world can begin to say, okay, yes, so this is how it works. And you can see that the platform we are building is so authentic that it will even act as a bridge between those who are making inquiries about Nigeria and what Nigeria has got to offer them culturally. So that is just what it is.
Okay, so I'm just a bit curious. And my curiosity has to do with when we know that this thing is going to be indigenous to us. So it's going to be local. So why partner with an American company to get it out there? If we have an indigenous product, why can't we just do it here and sell it to the rest of the world? So far, we want to boost our economy. Is that not true?
We're talking about two things here. For you to earn foreign exchange is not particularly about you. For you to deepen cultural diplomacy is not exactly about you. You can't wink in the dark and expect people to see you. For you to speak to the world, you have to be where you can be heard properly without inhibitions. You and I know very well that even our network is a bit epileptic around here. Our bandwidth, our technological limitations, one. Two, to be at the center of the world is to get the world to trust you better. So if you want to take a product to a people, you need to move to where they can see you properly. The idea of having a Nigerian American company to handle this is a very good idea, because one, the audience is not here. We cannot be the audience of our own product if you want foreign exchange and the globe to see us, the world to see us. So we package and put there for them to appreciate. Second, we're coming up with what we call language laboratory. What about language laboratory? We want to teach our indigenous language to our children in diaspora. We have about 150 million children. That's people that have left Nigeria, they've procreated so hard. Those children may never even come to Nigeria again. But that does not mean we have to deny them their cultural importance. So we have enough reasons to put it out there for them to see, appreciate, and make the best of.
Well, it's quite interesting now you're saying this, because I'm thinking like the Jewish people have this holiday, I think Hanukkah, and I mean it's widely celebrated in America alongside, I think, Thanksgiving. So now I'm wondering how many Nigerian cultural heritage is being actually celebrated, like everyone anticipates within the general community. It's coming up so it's quite an interesting thing. But then it must have taken a lot to, I believe it must have taken a lot to convince these American company. And now you have a job to get the Nigeria's culture to maybe about 700 to 800 million people
yes.
out there.
Yes.
Quite cumbersome. Does it look like you have your work cut out for you? Is it an easy task? Do you think it's achievable?
I know it is achievable. Whether it is easy or not, I'll tell you, nothing good comes easy. Again, we have left our potentialities too latent for too long. We pretend and behave as a people who don't even understand what we have. It is disheartening and very sad that a Chinese company or Chinese people will come to Nigeria and make adire. They will even import, Chinese people will even export gari to Nigeria. It's disheartening. It's very disheartening. Disheartening because we behave as if we don't even recognize the potentials of what nature has given to us as a people. I mean, we need to wake up from that acute docility and move to some activity that can make us recognize, look at what my brother is doing in the mining sector, the Minister of Mines. The Chinese have taken over everything. How do we run a country like that? How do we run a country where Chinese will be selling adire to our people? If it doesn't bother you, it disturbs me. It disturbs me. So we need to wake up and start to do a few things to help ourselves. We are not supposed to be a poor country under any circumstance. But
so I can understand what the frustration might look like, but finally for me, 2 questions, and I just need you to answer them probably in just 45 seconds.
Stop ordering me. Let me answer them as I can.
Okay, because our time is fast.
Well, we'll come another time.
There was one thing you said. You said we can't be selling our products to ourselves, so we are not the audience is not us.
In this case. No.
Okay, so probably just need you to expatiate that further. Then the revenue you're supposed to generate is about 20 billion naira. Tell us, how would you achieve this?
Well, my people say, I'm a cultural person. My people say, not all manners of dress gets dried by the sun. We possibly will not tell you the nitty-gritty of how we are going to make that money. But we'll tell you quite frankly that Facebook makes $1.4 billion every day. Take a cue from that, and you can know what we can make.
Okay.
Now, you asked another question. It escapes my mind.
That question of we're not the audience. So.
Are we the audience? We have 800 million people who are connected to Nigerian culture all over the world. Are we going to stay here and communicate with them, or we take the communications to where they are and they can be relevantly and reasonably, communicated with? They will love it better when you say it from America. So Brazil, Cuba, everywhere, they will queue in. If you put it here, they will tell the normal. So we need to do things right, and that's just the long and short of it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you
Otumba.
so much, Otumba.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll go on a break. When we come back, it's entertainment and sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.